Hello, everyone, and welcome to the College Admissions Collaborative highlighting Engineering and Technology College Fair. We're so excited to have you participating in this event tonight. We have some fantastic schools here with us today. My name is Kelsey, and I will be your facilitator tonight. But before we get started, let's go over a few housekeeping items. Your camera and microphone are off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you. You can use the Q&A button on your screen to type your questions to our presenters at any time. This is just one of the many different sessionings happening this week, so be sure to check out the schedule on our website. This presentation is being recorded and will be available at strivescan.com/cache. And now I would like to turn it over to our presenter, which is Cindy from the NYU Tandon School.
All right, good evening, everyone, or good afternoon, I guess, depending on where you're located. So we're excited to be able to join you. I am joined by my colleague, Debbie Jocam from the NYU Tandon School of Engineering. We're also going to be joined by a handful of our current undergraduate students. So we'll have a few student voices that can answer any questions as well. So to kick things off, we're going to do a presentation. We're going to go over some of the highlights of our school, things we'd like to emphasize that you may not be able to find as easy online. And then we're going to talk a little bit about our experiential learning opportunities, a little bit about our first year curriculum, and then wrap things up with talking about our support services that are available to our students. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get started. All right. So welcome. So we're going to talk to you guys about why NYU Tandon, right? So clearly you all are thinking about college, you're thinking about, let's see, there we go. So you guys are thinking about college, you're thinking about where you want to apply. And these are a few of the reasons we think you should consider our school. So to begin with is our location. We're located in downtown Brooklyn in what's called the Tech Triangle. So if you're not familiar with what's happening in Brooklyn in New York City, it's a hotspot for startups, for innovative technology, for nanotechnology, for mixed and virtual reality. We have a lot of different businesses that are in the area. Some of the bigger names you may know, like Etsy, started over here very close to our campus. Kickstarter is close by. We also have the Brooklyn Navy Yard, where there's a lot happening with manufacturing, with nanotechnology and other startups. So the reason we bring this up is our campus is settled squarely in the Tech Triangle. So this gives our students exposure to this type of industry. It also gives our students the opportunity to perhaps even intern or apply for jobs with these companies. So we have a study away program. We are a global school. We have a number of global sites, including 2 degree granting campuses. One is in Abu Dhabi and the other one is in Shanghai. And in addition to that, we have global sites in a lot of the major cities around the world. So talking about Paris, Madrid, Buenos Aires, Tel Aviv, a number of places around the world. And our students are able to seamlessly study away at these locations. So sometimes it can be difficult for engineering students to find the opportunity or the time with their very rigorous coursework to apply and study away for a semester. We've lowered those barriers, made it much easier for our students. We have global pathways, and these pathways are engineered for engineering students. These are physics courses in London. These are other ways in which you can take classes that move you towards your degree and progress you right along so you're not missing a beat. We also have, traditional study away experiences. So let's say you want to spend a semester learning Spanish in Spain, you could definitely do that too. And then finally, we have global E3 sites. We're part of a large consortium of engineering schools. And this is the opportunity to have an experience at another engineering university. So we want to talk a little bit about our undergraduate summer research program. Our summer research program is one of the many experiential learning opportunities our students have the opportunity to participate in. Each summer, faculty members open up the labs to a number of students, and they're able to do research at the undergraduate as an undergraduate, and it's 10 weeks long. It's a paid opportunity, and it gives students a taste of what research is like as they perhaps think about what they want to do after graduation. Maybe they have a thinking that they want to pursue a master's degree or a PhD down the line. This allows students to see what it's like to work in a lab. So the faculty that are doing this research are really brilliant faculty members from all over the world. They're innovators in the world of science and technology, and our students are learning from these faculty members. They participate in various research groups with colleagues around the world. So you're interacting with faculty who are part of a larger network of researchers. And they're in education, they're working in a major research institution, and they're teaching as well. So our students are learning from these brilliant faculty. So we also have a program that's a bachelor's and master's of science program. So this is an accelerated program, and it allows students to work towards both a bachelor's and master's degree quicker. The benefits of this program are for students that know for sure that, yes, I definitely want to get that master's degree and just go ahead and go straight through. So students that apply to this program and are admitted, you have to pretty competitive GPA. It's a 3.5 GPA requirement. If accepted, are able to start working towards that graduate degree. Now, other perks of this program, in addition to just kind of getting that master's degree done, is that you don't have to take the GRE to apply, which is a big time perk. And you also receive a tuition discount on those master's courses. So a lot of benefits for those students that know that they want to pursue that master's degree. They're able to do it through our BSMS program. So we are an old institution. Before we were part of NYU, we were the Polytechnic Institute located in downtown Brooklyn. This means we have a large network of alumni, and it ranges from Fortune 500 CEOs, successful entrepreneurs, university presidents, people working at startups, people working at some of those big name tech companies, students who pursue medical school and become doctors. The alumni are impressive. And we mention this because this network is an advantage for our students. They are able to tap into that network, and our alumni often come back to campus to participate in events or work with our career development. All right. So we have a number of cutting edge labs and research centers. Featured here is a picture of our makerspace, which is 10,000 square feet. It's a prototyping lab. Students are doing work for schoolwork and in addition to extracurricular and co-curricular projects in the space. And in addition to the makerspace, there's a number of other labs, and listed here are some of our research areas of excellence. So this is the work that our students are doing and our faculty are doing research in. So students are working in these labs, right? Like you're getting on campus, and once you do the initial safety training and initial very entry-level trainings for these different machines, you can get started in the makerspace like your first week of classes. So we want you to get in, and we want you to get going. So I'm going to pause for just a moment. I see that we have a number of our students are logging on. They are all under, if you look at the panelists, all of these students are using my name, but I have two other students that are here and that are joining us. So these students are going to be here to answer questions about what it's like to be an undergraduate student. So very quickly, could our two students that are here, I'm sorry, I can't see who it is because they're using my login. And it looks like you can change your name. Do you guys mind introducing yourselves real quick and telling us your major so we know who's joined us? I see Shaz is here. Hi.
Hello, everyone. My name is Shaz Margarni. I'm currently a sophomore at NYU Tandon, and I study civil engineering.
Thank you. Who else is here? We got one other student here. Okay, they'll come back. We'll circle back around to them. Okay, so I was speaking about we're on career services. So career services, obviously you're pursuing an undergraduate degree with an eye towards what your career is going to be in the future. And Tandon is ready and excited to support you in that trajectory. So in addition to the Wasserman Center for Career Development, which is the university career services office, which we have our own location at our Brooklyn campus, we also have the Office of Career Services, a Tandon Career Services Office. These are career professionals that are dedicated to helping our students specifically and are aware of what it's like to search for a job as a STEM major, what it's like to go into computer science and engineering as a career. All right, and so finally, we are big onto entrepreneurship. So our faculty and students invent and innovative products, and we have business incubators. So these are a place for baby businesses to sort of get started and to launch. And we have 2 locations. One is down in Industry City, which is in Brooklyn, and then we have another location right on campus. And we have a minor, which is in entrepreneurship and innovation for our students. And if students do participate in this minor and pursue that, they're able to spend some time working with the business incubators. All right, so shifting gears a little bit, we want to highlight the Vertically Integrated Projects program, which is, I think, one of the most exciting things going on our campus. So vertically integrated projects are real-world projects that are featuring design, entrepreneurship. Let's skip forward a little bit. Design and entrepreneurship. There's multidisciplinary. One second, please. Anna, do you mind introducing yourself real quick?
Sure. What would you want me to say?
Name, major, just a little bit about yourself.
My name's Anna Taj. I'm a chemical and biomolecular engineering. Since we're talking about vertical integrated projects, I'm in the VIP IBM Grow. So we work on like vertical farming and different projects for agriculture and growing.
Awesome, perfect. Thank you so much. Okay, so we were just talking a little bit about the VIP project. So we have a great student here talking about what she does as part of the VIP teams. So these are multidisciplinary teams advised by faculty in their areas of expertise. And so students are able to earn a repeatable elective credit for long-term participation in these. And it's opportunities for students to apply leadership skills and what they're learning in the classroom into these projects. All right, so you can see we've had quite a bit of growth since we launched the VIP program a few years ago. You can see here where, again, our research areas of excellence and the programs our students are working in. We have over 40 projects, 440 plus students, and a number of majors that are represented. So students are not just working on the Lunabot project, for example, with other mechanical engineering majors. We have physics majors, we have computer science majors, we have business and technology management majors, all working together. So you get a nice crossover with other majors, and you're getting the opportunity to meet students that are pursuing different degrees too, and build those connections, and also learn what it's like to work with people with different areas of expertise. So just want to plug a little bit why we think you should join a VIP if you are a student at Tandon. So again, it's breaking the silos of academic disciplines and extending the limits of academic terms. So it's not just learning it in the classroom, it's applying it in a project, in research. You're continuously developing professionally valuable knowledge and skills. So that's tying in that career preparedness. That's a key part of your education as an undergraduate student. Again, applying the knowledge outside of the coursework. So what you're learning, you're applying, and therefore you're really learning it. You're really, you're doing it, and you're learning about what works and what doesn't, right? And then finally, you're building a professional network to connect with opportunities on campus. So you're working with a faculty advisor. They may, you may be working on something and you need some guidance, and they can guide you to another faculty member or maybe an industry connection that they have. So it allows you that opportunity to network. So also research. So you're learning, students that are within the vertically integrated projects are learning to conduct engineering research in collaboration with faculty, as I mentioned. And that's, again, seeing what it's like to be a researcher, seeing what you may be doing after graduation if you are deciding to pursue that master's or PhD down the line. So you're developing novel ideas and solutions on a cutting edge of the engineering disciplines. And finally, it's important to mention that publishing and attending conferences to share your research and build professional networks, again, is part of it. So that's experiential learning, where you're taking what you're learning in the classroom, you're applying it in the makerspace, in the maker garage, in the various labs on campus, working with faculty, and then you're publishing or doing a poster presentation able to share what you've done. Right, so here's a few of the teams. They vary widely. When it started out, this program started out, there was one team, it was a Baja Motorsports team, and we've just grown and grown. If there are students that come up with an idea for a team that they'd like to do, there's a process in which they can apply to become a VIP team. So these are not set in stone. It's an evolving, living program that's constantly coming up with new projects. So here's just a few examples of what's happening. And here's a few more. So you can see the wide variety from the Hyperloop to the Steel Bridge. And obviously we did some work with COVID last year. So it ranges through all of the majors. So quickly, here is a list of the undergraduate majors that we offer at Tandon. I think some of the things that are important to mention are our business and technology management program. So this is for students that are interested in working on the business and perhaps the entrepreneurial end of the engineering world or the STEM world. And this program is positioned at the engineering school, so you're getting that solid foundation in STEM. We also have the sustainable urban environments. I think that one's an important one to mention as well, which is uniquely positioned here at the engineering school. We of course have all of the traditional engineering majors. For students that are interested in med school, we have the chemical and biomolecular engineering and biomolecular science as a track towards med school. And then computer science, mechanical engineering are our largest programs with the most number of students. All right, so I'm just gonna very quickly touch on the first year curriculum so you can get an idea of what your first year would be like as a Tandon student. So there is a foundation of communication, a STEM foundation, and I²E. So this includes, I know that our engineering majors don't love to hear it, but expository writing, it is key. You do have to be able to write and have that skill set for college, but also after you graduate and you enter the workforce. So these are 2 semesters of expository writing. We've got calculus, Calc 1 and 2, chemistry and physics as a STEM foundation, and then the I²E is the general engineering, the engineering and technology forum. There's an introduction to major and problem solving and programming. So the engineering and technology forum is our EG 1001 course. So you're exploring the crucial elements of I²E, and we're talking about innovation with purpose. So putting something new into practice for the benefit of society. So this is a good introduction to what your 4 years are going to be like as an undergraduate student at Tandon, and you're engaging the first year class in the process of critical thinking. So our students are very bright. They do very well in high school. But there is a transition from high school to college. And so even our extraordinary top of the class students that join us, are learning what it's like to be a college student. So the structure of this course is a nice introduction to the undergraduate program. So there's a guest lecture series, in class discussion and group projects, online discussion. Obviously, the last year there's been a lot of online discussion, but there is in pre-COVID times and post-COVID times that will continue. And then finally, there's an innovation tournament at the end, which is a lot of fun. Students show off their projects. So here are some examples of the past speakers of our guest lecture series. So as you can see, heavy hitters, and this is just a few of many incredible speakers that come and talk. And we find that this is important because it, again, exposes our students to what their future careers could be like and the many, many different ways they can apply that degree towards a career in the future. So EG 1003, so this is the introduction to engineering and design. This is really an important class. It's a foundational class. And so they're learning about the different fields of professional skills design, and it's taught by professors. The writing consultants are part of this course as well. So TAs, so these are other fellow undergraduate students, upperclassmen. They're assisting with the teaching. And then finally, there's lecturers. All right, so as I mentioned, it is a transition to college. So we have a lot of support services in place for our students as they transition over to college. So on the academic side, that's going to be our Polytechnic Tutoring Center. So this team is excellent. They know which classes would be considered stumbling blocks for students. So they ahead of time have midterm and final exam study groups ready to go. You can sign up for individual tutoring or group tutoring. And they're there and ready to support our students, and never think of this type of support as a deficit. It's a tough curriculum. And so we know that students are going to need the support. And so that's why we have the PTC. Additionally, we have our writing center, and those are professionals that are able to help students work on their writing. Writing in high school is very different than writing in college. So they're, again, there to support our students as they work on that next level of writing that it's going to be expected in college. And then we also have our math help center. You're going to be doing a lot of math as a STEM major. So our advising services are really important. The first year, most students are assigned to a first year academic advisor in the Academic Advisement Center. This team of professionals are excellent. They work only with first year students. They connect with our students, right after the deposit deadline on May 1st. They start hearing from our advisors, and they do a number of pre-enrollment activities and modules throughout the summer. They work with students on any questions they may have, and then assist with registration when the registration period opens. They require both individual and group meetings throughout the year to check in on you, to see how you're doing, see how things are going. If you need some help, some guidance towards resources like the PTC, the math center, they're available there. And then after your freshman year, you would transition to a departmental advisors before the end of the spring semester. So if you're a computer science major, you begin the transition to working over with the academic advisors in that particular program. All right. So admissions, application, and other important dates. So we do have early decision 1 and 2. So the application deadlines are November 1st and January 1st. You can see when decisions are released. And then finally, regular decision is January 5th. Equally important would be the financial aid. So being mindful of what the financial aid deadlines are, what are required, so FAFSA, CSS profile. We also have TAP for students that are New York State residents. So depending on what your residency status is, citizenship status is, then that's going to impact what type of financial aid that you need to complete. But I would say, please be mindful that at NYU, the financial aid package that you're offered your freshman year is going to be the one that carries with you throughout the 4 years. So you want to make sure that that you do not miss that deadline, because it will impact your aid for all 4 years. All right, cool. So now I'm going to pause here. You've heard me talk for about 20 minutes now. So I think it's a good time to open this up to our students. So I see we have kind of a small group, which is great. So let's open up the Q&A. And I think, any of our attendees here that want to ask any questions, please feel free to, throw them in the chat. While you guys are thinking whatever questions you might have, I'm going to turn and ask our students. So if you guys don't mind turning your cameras on. And I would say thank you. See, perfect. Hey guys. So thank you for introducing yourselves a little bit early, a few minutes earlier. And I was wondering if you could please talk a little bit about why you chose Tandon as your undergraduate school. So either one of you, feel free to go first.
I guess I'll go first. I chose Tandon as my undergraduate school because throughout high school, I knew I wanted to study engineering. I just didn't know which kind. So I did some research my junior year and senior year, and civil engineering struck out to me. And then when I was doing some more research about the civil engineering department, I saw that there was a lot of opportunities, especially with the VIPs that Cindy mentioned, and a lot of good connections, and I don't know, it just felt like home too. And I've always wanted to go to New York City for college. So I felt like Tandon, especially in NYU, would be a perfect fit for me. And I feel like it is right now.
Thank you.
Mine is kind of similar. When I was first in high school, I started my engineering journey in a robotics class. So I was always leaning towards mechanical engineering. But then as I progressed in high school, I thought I took more chemistry classes. And so then I was like, maybe chemical engineering. And I was researching, and all these colleges, they have smaller engineering programs. And I wanted a college that was specifically for engineering, had a whole engineering school, because many of them have undergraduate engineering programs, but then they'll have graduate engineering schools, which I obviously wouldn't be going to. So I wanted specifically for engineering. So it excited me how they had a whole separate thing that they had, and they had the makerspace and all these VIPs that I could conduct research even as a freshman. I was in a VIP last year as a freshman, and the teachers will work with you and help you, and there's all these resources. So I was this place will help me figure out where I want to go and help me get there. And so that's why I chose Tandon.
Thank you. Love to hear that both of you are having feeling good about your choice somewhere you attended as an undergrad. So outside of the classroom, one of our most common questions we hear from prospective students is, how are you connected as a Tandon student with a larger university, right? So we are located in Brooklyn, and I think probably most famously folks are aware of Washington Square and the Arch and all of that, very iconic, but we are connected with Washington Square. So would you either of you mind talking a little bit about how you've connected with the main campus, any clubs or classes that you're thinking you're taking? Obviously, your freshman year was very disruptive because of COVID. So it's a little bit, a little different than it would usually be. But if you do have any connections to the main campus, could you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, so I guess how I make connections with the main campus is at NYU, we offer a free shuttle bus that takes you right directly to main Washington Square campus. And in Washington Square, it's just a big park. So I feel like I'm just always there meeting new NYU students who go to the Manhattan campus and also studying in the spaces such as Kimmel, Stern, Tisch, and utilizing the other buildings there. They also have a really good market as well. And I also did NYU Welcome Week, which you guys will hear more about your incoming freshman year. And then within that, I also met a lot of new people from the Washington Square campus.
Awesome, thank you.
For me, even last year, I was in clubs on the Washington campus. There are so many clubs there. You can join anything. It doesn't matter really what your major is. If you're interested in anything, join it. I'm in a club where we go to different middle schools and teach about the environment and stuff. So it's anything that you're interested in, you can take part in. Just today, actually, me and my friends went to the Washington Square Park campus. We just took the shuttle. It's 20 minutes. Yeah, so I know a lot of people over there. It's a great place to study, to utilize their resources as well. And you can minor in any of that, those schools. You can minor in any of their whatever they offer.
Yeah, definitely. There is the option for the cross school minor. Absolutely. So you can explore what you're interested outside of engineering. It's really interesting. I feel like I've been surprised over the years by the number of engineering students or Tandon students that have other more creative interests as well. A surprising number of our students are involved in some sort of club for dance, which, I think that does make sense because you're using both sides of your brain. And I don't know, I love it. I think that that's really cool. Okay, so you both mentioned, why you selected the school based on what your majors are. Do you have any thoughts, or have you started thinking about what you want to do after graduation? Are you thinking maybe you want to get the master's degree, maybe think about medical school, maybe doing research? And if so, how do you feel like Tandon is preparing you for those future goals?
So I've thought about it for some time, and I guess right after I graduate, I definitely want to stay in the city because I'm a civil engineer. It's just a perfect opportunity. We have cities constantly growing, transportation, sewer, just everything is right here when I need it. And my goal is to hopefully plan to secure internship my junior year and senior year, and then with that have them do a transition to the job. And I think that NYU Tandon is going to help me with this because within clubs, I'm in NSBE, National Society of Black Engineers, and SWE, Society of Women Engineers. We have club fairs as well, and you're able to talk with employees one-on-one and have internships, and some people even land internships and jobs there. So within this preparation, I think NYU is going to help me a lot with my future career.
For me, I'm in chemical. So there's so many different areas that you can go into. I can go into jet fuels, makeup, food, environmental research. There's anything and everything a chemical engineer can take part in. So I've been kind of back and forth between all the fields, but I think that Tandon has helped a lot with all of the people that I can go talk to. All my professors will be oh, this process that we're learning in this class is used in this field, and this is used in this field. And I've gotten at least 4 or 5 emails this week from large companies who will reach out to Tandon and then reach out to the specific departments, and then they'll forward us links to apply to their programs, to their internships. So it's like then we learn what like companies that we've never heard of and companies that like large companies, what they do, what they're offering, and how we can like learn from it, like that I wouldn't be able to find myself, that are kind of like more specialized and more like just like harder to like reach, like they don't offer like open applications to everyone, so like the department will forward us those so that we can apply to them as well.
And that's awesome. And I think that that kind of circles back to what we were talking about, our faculty and how they're very connected with industry, and the getting to know the folks that are in your major and the people that are in your academic department is great, because opportunities come along and they can pass it along to the students. So very cool. Okay, so what do you got? I mean, you talked about this a little bit with going over to Washington Square, but what do you both do for fun? Outside of the classroom, have you found like any particular places that you like to eat near campus or go out with your friends, or what do you guys do to kind of just relax when you're not working on your schoolwork or your VIP projects?
My go-to all-time favorite thing to do is go to the promenade, which is around a 10-minute walk from just Tandon, and just oversee the Manhattan skyline. And it's in a peaceful neighborhood, Brooklyn Heights. Just go there, relax. I also recently found out about this bagel shop next to Brooklyn campus, 2-minute walk, called P.O. Bagels, one of my favorite things. And I also really like going to gardens. You don't really see a lot of that in the New York City, but Prospect Park is beautiful. Central Park, Bronx Botanical Garden is my go-to as well.
That's awesome.
For me, I commute, so I live like an hour away from campus, but while I'm on campus, I like to work out. They have like great gyms there that are open this semester. There's also so many places to walk. Like the campus is beautiful. There's like a street like away, there was like a little park with a farmer's market, like literally like 1 block down. So I like just exploring around the neighborhoods that are like around the campus, and like walking with my friends. There's like a 24/7 like pizza like right on the corner. There's like little pastry shops and little cafes everywhere that are adorable. I forgot what it's called, like maybe like cute little pastry shop or cafe or something, where it's like French themed and they have like French decor everywhere, and it's like there's all sorts of little shops and places that you can stop and look around in the Brooklyn campus.
Yeah, you guys are both right. Really good food. Also love the promenade. Really beautiful down there. And I think, just to kind of speak to like the work that's been done on there, there's like beautiful, like they've done like native plants. There's lots of like little secret pathways that you can go and explore. They've kind of got like hidden art in certain of the piers that they've built up and made it gardens. So it's a really, really cool place to check out. And you're right, the view is incredible. There's also really good ice cream down there. So I'm going to second that. All right, great. So one of the other things that we talked about in the presentation is study away. Have either one of you thought about study away? Is it something that you think about doing maybe as an undergrad? And if you were to study away, which location would you be interested in studying at?
I've, knock on wood, hopefully plan to study away my junior year, first semester. And I've narrowed down some places, but I think my top two right now are Madrid, Spain, and Florence. I've even talked to my advisor about it, and civil engineering advisors and just all faculty members at Tandon are really amazing. And we created my schedule that I would potentially take and what elective classes that are offered there. And then my classes too for then the next 2 years at Tandon. So I wouldn't feel stressed if I'm missing credits or if I'm delaying with graduation.
Perfect.
I don't know if I'll be able to study abroad, but I've looked at all of the list of places you can go, and there's like in every major city pretty much. So probably I've always wanted to go to Italy, maybe London if I could. But like on that same like topic, I know so many people who are studying abroad. Even like next semester, I know like one girl studying in Abu Dhabi next semester. 2 people I know are studying in London. Like one of my friends is studying here from Abu Dhabi. So it's like so many people have the opportunity and take it to study abroad. It's like very good.
Yeah, it's meant to be as easy as possible for students to get to do it. And the Abu Dhabi campus does have an engineering program as well. So that's a really popular place. It's really easy for our students to go over there. And then part of the Abu Dhabi program is they do actually come and study in New York, study away for a semester, and they come to New York to do it. So it's pretty cool. You get to meet students that are at a different, one of our other degree granting campuses. And I would say I've had the good fortune to visit the Madrid location, and Madrid is a super, I mean, it's just like gorgeous, cute, like loved everything about it. So I hope you do get to do that. That'd be very cool. Hopefully we'll be past COVID at that point. All right, cool. So kind of circling back to talk about the VIP projects, I was wondering if you both of you could talk about why you decided to participate in the particular VIP project that you're involved in, what your role is. Do you have a role on the executive board or any other type of leadership position, or is that something you're interested in doing in the future? And what has your experience been like as part of the VIP program?
I just started to join a VIP program this year, so I don't have much experience, but I'm excited to gain more and hopefully move up on the e-board. But I'm joining Construction Management Association of America, and my minor is also construction management. So it's nice to have that actual experience. And I know during our fairs, we have to like create a bid about this project that we hear about that day within the competition and propose it to the companies. And then companies like big corporations are there to see our bids. So it's nice to put something in place and have it present to people and getting feedback and also just engaging with other people as well.
Yeah, it's a good opportunity to network professionally too. Yeah.
For me, I'm in IBM Grow, which is like geared towards like plants and growing and agriculture and stuff. So I'm a chemical engineer. I was trying to find like something that I could do in like the environmental sense, because I didn't want to do environmental engineering, but I did want to go into like more into that sector. So it was really cool that I could do that, and I got in as a freshman. We don't really have like the board or anything. It's more like one of my like the professors, she was like separate. So we all work together to like there's vertical farms and stuff, but we all work together to build those and to optimize them and to make them grow as well as they can. And then we all separately have our own research projects. So I'm working on like a condensed, like smaller version of a vertical farm that you can use in apartments in New York City apartments, so that you can grow like herbs and stuff, but not like if you have a busy, like demanding job or in school, you don't have to like spend so much time working on it, but you can still have that aspect in your life. So I think it's really amazing that you can work on a separate project while also learning as a group and getting better as a group. I think that was like one of my favorite aspects. That's what like led me to Tandon, is the like that I can start so early in researching and developing something that I care about.
It's very cool. I love to hear that. Yeah, and I think you touched on something I think really important, is talking about, both of you talked about two different experiences with the VIP programs, right? And you know, we spend a lot of time talking about the VIPs because I think they're so varied, right? It's not one particular thing. It's not one standard thing. It's based on what the students are interested in. It's based on what, as individuals, you're interested in as well. So it's not being sort of pigeonholed into one particular thing based on your major. You can be very creative and span the majors and, you know, pursue your interests outside of what your primary degree is going to be in, which is very cool. So I think we have about 5 minutes left, and we have just a few students that are still with us. So again, I just want to say, if you have any questions for myself or for our students, you can please feel free to ask them now while we have a few more minutes. But I would also just like to say, or to ask both of you, how has it been? I know that Anna, you're a commuter, but Shazi, you live in the dorms, is that correct? Yeah, can you talk a little bit about what it's like dorming on campus?
Yeah, so in Brooklyn campus, Tandon campus, there's 2 dorms that are offered: Clark Hall, which I lived last year, and Offmer Hall, which is 2 minutes away from campus, and which I'm currently living in. I feel like, so Clark Hall, it's like NYU has rented out rooms there, so you're also meeting other schools there. So it's last year during COVID, I feel like I was very lucky to live in Clark Hall because I met people from like that were in culinary school, that were in fashion school. So it's like you're not just meeting NYU students, but you're meeting students around the city, which is an amazing opportunity. And right now I'm living in Othmer, and I really like it a lot. I like how close it is, and they're both just amazing facilities, top of the notch bathrooms, and because they're not all the clogs and everything, but like kitchens are really well. So I feel like both of them are pretty good. Yeah, because I know in Manhattan campus, they rank, and there's like some that you don't want to be living in, but no matter which one you're living in, like it's perfect.
Yeah, and as a first year student at Tandon, you do need to live in Brooklyn, but after that, some students, actually a lot of our students do opt to live in Manhattan and sort of do that reverse commute. And again, both of you touched on the shuttle earlier. So there is a shuttle that goes between the two campuses. So it's a really cool opportunity if you want to have that experience of living in Manhattan while you're an undergraduate student. And Anna, as a commuter student, how is that for you? Like, what's that experience like? Do you feel like you're still, it sounds like you feel, integrated into the Tandon community as a student that is commuting back and forth. But can you talk a little bit about what that experience is like?
Yeah, for me, I kind of live a little bit farther away, so I try to leave before rush hours. I take morning classes, but I think that for commuters, NYU does a good job of having a wide selection of class times, so I could fit everything into my schedule. Like it hasn't stopped me from doing everything. Like I have jobs, clubs, all of my classes, meetings can fit into like when I'm on campus, along with like hanging out with people and like meeting people. They also have so many like different places to work and study. Every single building has study spaces. Like the library there, Dibner, like there's so many places that you can stay and work, even if you can't like go back to a dorm. So I think it makes it very comfortable that you're not like sitting in like an awkward chair in the corner. Like there's so many places that you can go and like feel like at home and like safe and comfortable and like hang out with people.
That's great. Yeah, and so something that I failed to mention is that we do have our own library in Brooklyn. It's not Bope's library, which is like the famous library in Washington Square. It's massive, but we do have our own library. We have a version, sometimes a smaller version, but a version of every support office that our students might need, including the health center. We have the gym, we have the Wasserman Center for Career Development. We have a student link, which is where students can go to deal with any issues they may have with the Office of the Bursar or financial aid. We have our own Office of Records and Registration. We have our advising team. We have student affairs and activities. We have a student life. So it goes on, and we're like our own little micro school within this larger network of the university. So I think very lucky to be sort of a smaller community within a large university. I often hear from our students that they feel like they're getting that sort of like small college experience, but also getting that larger university experience. Although I will say, we're obviously not a school for football or like any major sports games. So if you are interested in doing those sort of like the big football games, that's going to be the one thing we're not going to be able to offer you. But I think that we make up for it in a lot of different ways. So with that, I see we have just like a minute left. So if there's any last thoughts that you guys would want to share, please feel free. Anything that we didn't touch on that you think prospective students should know about?
I like that you just said that it was like a smaller school and like within like a larger school. And that was like a big thing for me when I was trying to pick a school. I couldn't figure out whether I wanted a small school or a large school because I come from like a relatively like kind of small town. So my whole school was only like high school was only like 800 people. So I kind of liked the community, but also I wanted to meet like a larger range of people. So it was really cool having like both aspects like fit in. So it felt like home because I was still in like a smaller school, but also like the big city, I had so many people I could meet and talk to and learn from.
Awesome.
Yeah, I also feel like you get that sense of belonging and sense of community that going to a big school you might fear of, but I hear it's not a problem.
Right. Thank you both so much. I really appreciate you sharing your experiences with any of our prospective students. And I think we're right at 1 minute. So Kelsey, are we done? This is our time?
You all did a great job. Wonderful job tonight. Yes, I just do have a couple things to wrap up before I let you all head out of here for the evening. I just want to remind you all that as soon as you exit out of the browser, a quick survey will pop up. It's about a 5-question survey. So please feel free to take that. Any feedback is always welcome. Please feel free to sign up for more sessions. There are more this week, so go ahead and look at those online. And then a recording will be available at strivescan.com/CACHET. So feel free to look at that as well. Other than that, I hope you all have a great week, and thank you all, Cindy and NYU Tandon School, for being here. Thank you.
Thank you all. Good night.
Thank you.